But so, what do you think about loneliness? For me, loneliness is even when you're around people you know, but you feel so disconnected or like not understood. Um, that's probably yeah. That's probably the depth of my loneliness, I guess. Yeah, not being understood, like people making assumptions. Oh yeah, I did that to you, right? Yes, thanks. Yeah. But I kind of get you. Like I was very lonely. I like people, but I didn't realize that I was lonely. I knew I was lonely for sure, and I was okay with it for a long time. Until probably a few years back now, I realized I was lonely. Like when I was like doing stuff or like traveling things, I like doing that on my own. But I realized I want to like share this experience with them. Or it would be better if I'm sharing this experience with someone. That's when I realized like I don't want to be, but it's not a wrong thing to be doing things on your own. It's really cool. I realized when I'm lonely is when the same amount of love I showed people wasn't returned back to me. Yeah, that's a good definition. Yeah. Sure. That's the real definition of you might have friends, uh, you might have people around you, but when the same amount of effort, I would say it's not reciprocated back. Reciprocated back. Okay, that's a hard word to say because that exactly like says what I want to say. Yeah. Uh, it like it sucked. Okay, then that's when I realized that I was lonely. Actually, yeah, I actually think I started like cooking, doing like art things, like doing other random things that actually stopped me from feeling lonely. And I watched a lot of TV, obviously. TV was like my go-to getaway because it was like you don't have to choose. Like I think I would hate Netflix. That's why I don't have Netflix. Is one you had to pay for it, but I think is that it's just unlimited choice. I don't like that. Like it's so much more easier to pick and choose when you know what your choices are. So it's like if it's limited choices, like I'm good with it. Like I don't want unlimited choices. It like blocks your Netflix doesn't have unlimited choice. Yeah, but then it feels like it's a lot. It's just too many things there. I just can't pick and choose. I think one of the reason of my thing for porn addiction is also loneliness. For sure. That's why, like during the like I told on previous episodes, during the pandemic it got much worse, right? Yeah. I made pizza that day. It came out really good. So my favorite pizza topping is like margarita. Just simple tomato sauce, basil, and mozzarella. You can get basil here? Yeah, I have like really good stuff. Like supermarket. Basil? Seriously, it's in the supermarket now. Organic? Basil leaves. Yeah, organic leaf, actual leaf, not the dried stuff also. Get the actual leaf like basil, thyme, is it rosemary. Like local to Sri Lanka? Does it basil? No, it's not. If you're thinking like endemic indigenous plants, no, it's not. But there's different types of basil that are like temple basil and all. Is like Sri Lankan stuff. But then you can grow stuff. This is basil curry leaves, right? Basil. So it's the same use, like a herb, right? So it's like similar. Same taste? Oh no, it's not. Basil tastes very unique. You will definitely know when you like. So but like you cook it with like or you just put fresh leaves. So fresh leaves on top usually, because like basil you want to like not cook it. And it's probably like at the end or just put it on top like garnish. So it's like you get the flavor, the smell, and all of that. The pizza topping, like original pizza topping is like they put like basil or like even pasta. The most simplest of pasta is just spaghetti cooked in like tomato sauce and basil and cheese on top. That's it. That's literally it. I love that. Mouth is watering. I know, like I love like very simple like Italian cooking. Like yeah, just really good ingredients. Speaking of pastas, you know Arthur's Pizza? Yeah. Okay, they have a pasta called pasta. No. They have something called bacon. Okay. It is so good. Yeah. Oh man, I'm on a diet. Oh my god. The meat on like it's like meat.
Meat and cheese and it's bacon.
It's a very easy combination. Like people will obviously like it, but like my true, I think calling in food is making people love vegetables. That's a task. That's
I am okay with vegetables, but I need meat with vegetables.
That's my I think my calling in food is try and get people into like more vegetables. Like we cannot do meat anymore. Like there's better things than meat.
It's more sustainable also.
That too. That's also another thing. But then even taste and like taste profiles and like flavor combinations, like fruits and vegetables can do a lot. Meat is very easy to cook. That's a given.
Have you heard about the Impossible Burger?
So it's like a veggie burger, but then like
No, it's a meat substitute.
Alternate
Meat substitute.
Alternate meat. Yeah.
So it tastes like meat. You have to get the umami.
Which I'm not a big fan of, because like if you're putting chickpeas, then I want to taste chickpeas, not taste meat. Like yeah.
Dude, that's the whole point,
No,
man.
I'm like no, you just skip meat. Like have in moderation. Like meat maybe once a week, egg maybe once a week, fish once a week. That's it.
Oh, I think I grew up with fish every day.
Yeah, we also the same thing. Fish every day at home. Like weekends only usually we have like meat, chicken or meat, something like that.
I think Sri Lankan kids actually grew up
not
with
all
fish.
Sri Lankan kids, because in the hill countries I don't think fish is available widely.
Or chicken also.
Yeah, but chicken is like go to.
That's the most affordable meat. It's more affordable than beef, I think.
Yeah, beef is like.
Yeah, a kilo of beef is $1,000. Like
mutton is like 2,000 something. Chicken is around 500. Anywhere from like 450 to 550, I think.
that is a more affordable meat.
Yeah, and then depends on the fish. Also, you can find smaller fish for cheaper, I guess. Not popular fish for cheaper.
We I think we grew up with parao.
Parao, gora, all sorts of fish.
And seafish. I think seafish is a cherry.
Yeah, seafish is luxury, definitely. Like crabs and prawns.
Oh, crabs and prawns. I didn't have crabs in a really long time.
Yeah, I haven't had it in a while. The whole pandemic issue. So we haven't got any crabs.
Where do we get crabs from, actually? We have
market. No. So Sri Lanka produces. So there's different types of crabs, right? You have like
freshwater crabs.
Yeah, freshwater and mud crabs. So those guys are like big, and you have like actual people who go to fish crabs and get crabs like in the sea, like big basket-looking cages.
Okay, where does that happen?
Seas usually.
Excuse me for a moment. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. We could actually not cut that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we are not gonna cut that.
So, I think fishing, the problem is that we don't get enough in the local market, because most of the fish and prawns and like all these nice things, lobster and all of this, gets either put into like high-paying hotels and stuff or shipped out.
Oh, that's sad.
So we are missing out on.
Be rich and go to a hotel and eat crabs.
Or go to another country, you'll get Sri Lankan crabs.
That is just sad. Like our resources there, we are not able to enjoy.
Same thing in New Zealand. Lamb is so madly expensive in New Zealand, but they produce so much of lamb meat there. It's ridiculous. I know, it's capitalism, literally. People want to say it's a high.
I think we shouldn't dish capitalism, because capitalism did a lot of good things also.
No, it's not. No, capitalism doing good things. Because it is one economic model given.
Yeah. But socialism failed, right?
Socialism is not just an economic model.
It's a political system.
Yeah, it's a governance system. Capitalism is an economic. That's what people get wrong. Democracy is a governing system. Socialism, governing system. Dictatorship, governing system. Capitalism, open market systems or closed market system. And that's a middle ground also. Most countries have middle ground.
Give me an example of closed market system.
Closed market systems. So Cuba controlled everything literally. So the government. So
the price, everything is determined by.
So Sri Lanka also was there under before JR. So under Mrs. Bandanayaka, we were a closed market system. So we were self-sustained. We produce only what we need. So JR pitted against that because we were running short on stuff. We couldn't produce at that time for the entire population. So we needed...
Lots of people were going.
Exactly. So there was rations. People had to stay in lines. There was a lot of problems because of it. But now I think we can move into a very self-sustained system, but we don't have to restrict ourselves so much. You don't have to go into like a closed market, complete government control on pricing and complete But I do believe the regulation...
But rice and coconut and stuff like that are controlled by the government, no prices.
Government wants to control it because it's becoming unethical.
Yeah.
Because coconut prices just shot madly because big companies are buying coconut and they're exporting. So they are paying a higher price to all of these local producers who obviously want a good price for their produce, so they will trade for the highest payer. So highest payers are these big companies and like exporters who are exporting coconut, from coconut water to coconut shells to scrape coconut to everything.
Because coconut is like a new hip thing, no?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Coconut has now become...
We were using it for like
2000 years.
Coconut, and you're stealing our coconut. How dare you?
Madness. Like,
But same thing happened to avocados.
Avocados are same hipness, only made...
Screw you, America. You're like, you made us miss coconuts.
I know. Like, 100 rupees a coconut now.
Yeah, it's a most like for every sort of cuisine that we Sri Lankans are used to, we need freaking coconuts. Screw your stupid like freshwater coconut and for your face and for your legs and for your hair.
Literally, why we are missing out on
Coconut.
That's why everywhere literally it works. Like they produce something and they want to get the highest price possible. Usually the highest price possible is either Europe or America or China. So everything goes there.
I'm just sad right now. Come on. Yeah, like people can't afford coconuts because they want to use it like it's a hip new thing. It's a livelihood. Like we need to eat and survive. We need coconuts. It can't be expensive.
That's what like government try to put controls on like you can...
Is it working?
No, it's not. They weren't selling coconut at the price stipulated by the government at all. It was at $70. Now it's like $100 now. So, no, it didn't work. Government regulation did not work. They said 13 inches.
It's all America's fault. Screw you, America.
Yeah, it's mostly because they pushed the whole capitalist open system.
No, because they only bought the
whole hip
thing of coconuts and drinking coconut and...
That is America, Europe, yeah.
I don't know who I'm saying to, but I'm just gonna blame America for everything.
Yeah, definitely. I would agree. Just blame America for everything, yeah, for sure. And Britain, because colonization wasn't...
Oh yeah.
Wasn't great.
Speaking of Britain, we are gonna celebrate how many years of independence?
48, no? 48, 9, 74, 73? Yeah.
250, 52 plus 21. 73.
73 years of independence. Yeah. So 72nd independence anniversary or 73 years of independence. Yeah. 73 years of independence, we've made sure we screw this country royally.
I think we were much more better before, like then.
In certain aspects.
England, yeah.
So we were...
I don't think we had racial tensions before.
What do you mean?
Before the colonization.
Excuse me?
Excuse
me? What?
No? Like the northern part was ruled by a different king. We were
I think there's going to be racial tensions there.
There were like two different kingdoms.
Yeah. So there's going to be animosity in them now. Always.
Was there animosity?
Yes. So I think one of the last few times that Sri Lanka was governed under one country was Parakamawa VI now. So he brought it under one flag. But still, people, if you don't respect people, obviously they're going to revolt against you. And when he died and his sons took over, they split the country and ruined it literally. And then they betrayed themselves and brought in the Portuguese to kill the other brother. And then after the Portuguese came and they wanted to kick out the Portuguese, they signed the deal with the Dutch. Brought the Dutch in to kick out the Portuguese, and Dutch started taking over. Same thing again, they brought the British in to kick out the Dutch, and then British controlled everything. British were too powerful, they took over the entire country. So we always been working against each other all the time. We've been killing and looting against each
How
other.
screws
We've
country.
never been a good country to our people either. So we've just always been profiting off each other. All our ancient kings either kill the father to become a king, or kill the brother, or kill the uncle kills the family line. It's always been like this. Even in our politics, 70 years of independence politics, similar. Father after father, son after son, kill the husband and become the prime minister. It's all same things. It's the modern form of the same rituals that are happening for 2000 years.
So colonization didn't change anything for the better.
Colonization didn't change that, at least, no. Colonization changed a lot of things. Colonization definitely, so British way of ruling was to divide and conquer. So that they realized if the home is wrecked, you can rule the people very easily. So that's why they brought in alcohol. So people addicted to alcohol, their home is in chaos. They are fighting against the wife. The children are a problem. You have a home problem. You won't think about other things now. You won't think about who's controlling government or who's nationalizing, who's bringing up policies. You won't bother about it because home is a problem.
Is that a legit
It's a legit
tactic that the British use?
Yes. That's exactly why they brought in alcohol. They sold it saying, oh, in the cold countries you have to be warm, but then scientifically it's proven that alcohol makes the body colder, not warmer. So it doesn't work in the argument of in a cold climate, how it makes your body warmer. That's also wrong. So they use alcohol as a deterrent in the community to actually break down the home. So that's how they divide and conquer. But then they saw ethnic problems that they increased. So that was a direct British ploy to do that, to govern people, just break their systems, break their identities, so they don't have a common identity. Same thing that they did in India. When they left, all of a sudden they split the country into three, and they left and massacred. Exactly. So East Pakistan and Pakistan. So East Pakistan became independent Bangladesh afterwards. But they literally ruined India for India because people in India were together. They were happy. Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Jains, everybody lived happily there until the British came and literally made them racist against each other, split the countries, made all the Muslims go to Pakistan and Bangladesh, and brought all the Hindus here.
What enabled? I think gunpowder, right? That was.
So yeah. So there are
organization of warfare.
Warfare weaponry that led to them to control things. But colonization, when you have dominion, you are making money, no? So with money, you can do whatever you want.
So their military was more powerful than our country's military or the India's military. That's what they were able to conquer.
India was a different case. Ours was because we are a small country, they could overpower us very easily. But in India, what they did was use the local Rajas themselves. So India was different states now.
Yeah.
So each state was ruled by somebody now. So they usually won't kill the Raj. They'll make him like an administrator for them. So British Raj. So if you kill the Raj off, then somebody else will try and come and revolt and do something now. So they govern people with their own people.
So what made the Raj to give up power?
Money for him, no. So he's taken care, his family's taken care, nobody's going to get killed. Sometimes Raj also cares about his people, no. Don't kill our people, we'll be your slaves, literally. So that was also another thing. So literally what the British would do is actually kill everyone. If you revolt against, they will put you in jail or kill
That's
you.
basically what they did for American natives also. Right? They just basically massacred everyone.
So if you revolt, then you're going to get killed. Because they have the military to do it. So they had the navy, they had the.
I don't know why. Where did these Europeans get this mindset of let's conquer everyone and ruin everyone?
Their main concern was making money. So after the plagues and after Europe going through horrible bad things, after Enlightenment, they had this new whole hype of let's go do things and search for things and exploration. The age of exploration happened.
Started by a Spanish king or something.
Portuguese. So after exploration happened, they saw these exotic wild things in Africa and America, and we want to go to India and find all of this because they have heard stories from traders. So anyway, Europe and Asia and Africa and everybody was trading now.
They were trading. Okay.
Yeah, anyway, trade happened. So Silk Route and road and belt system of the olden age, Silk Route and Marine Route, the Spice Route. So Spice Route was the shipway lane from China through Sri Lanka to Middle East and Europe. And Silk Route was straight through Mongolia, so from China, Mongolia, straight down to Middle East and Europe through straight that road. So that was anyway happening. For ancient history, we've been trading. So they have found African archaeology to Chinese archaeology to like Malay to Indian, Middle East, all sorts of things they have found in Sri Lanka now. So we've been trading with everybody. So we've been always been this middle spot for everybody to come and trade and stuff. Because the Chinese realize they can come to Sri Lanka, the Middle East Arab traders realize come to Sri Lanka and trade in between and go back. It's much more easier than going from all the way from Middle East to China or Chinese to go all the way to Arab states. So that's how Sri Lanka became so popular and influential because we traded that and we taxed it. So we are making money out of it. So all of these ancient kingdoms happened in like very dry zones. You can't literally live there. You have no water. So these kings had to pull a lot of water. That's why the whole water system, our agriculture, our water system was developed because these trade links from Trinco to Manna became the highway of trade, literally. And that's why all the kingdoms started there. The ancient kingdoms happened in Anuradhapura or Polonnaruwa, where it's just literally desert, because all of these are the trade links. So if you put a kingdom and say, I'm going to tax you, you can't move here, so you have to pay for, so you're taxing it. So all these trades is taxed. We are trading people. So knowledge was traveling through, technology was traveling through. We were having all sorts of things. So the Chinese also come and trade with us. There's the inscription of the famous Chinese traveler. The inscription was in Arab, Tamil, and Chinese. It's in the National Museum. So if you go, the stone tablet is in Tamil, Chinese, and Arab. So that's the trade link. That's the usual trade link.
And the British came and screwed it up.
Yeah. So British wanted control on that. So the spice, what they realized is the spice is expensive because in Europe you can get a good market. You can sell it. So the whole problem is getting it. So if you control the production and you can control all the trade, you're going to make a lot of money out of it. So that's what they realized eventually. When they did the exploration, we find these cool things, then we bring it back home, we can sell it at thumping amounts. And people are willing to pay. Because after Enlightenment, now people also have money. The church also had money, a lot of people had money, they're building new things, looking for things. Like, imagine a person who's never tasted pepper, like for the first time they're tasting pepper, they will literally pay for it, right? Literally pay unimaginable amounts for it, because it's so new. So that's how Ages of Exploration led to thinking of controlling the trade. So people who are controlling trade was the Arab traders, the Chinese or Indians, or Sri Lankans, from Africa to even Malays. Malays are all great traders.
Yeah, but do you think the British Empire is making amends through the Commonwealth program?
No, it's not.
It's not.
They are not even recognized. They are not even saying sorry. No, the French didn't want to say sorry for their colonization in Algeria. They refused to even apologize for the atrocities of colonization in Algeria. They straight up refused to apologize. So the British, they're never going to apologize.
Why the whole Commonwealth program started?
Nonsense. They're probably trying to make money out of it somehow. They're saying they are allocating this amount of money towards like development of all these colonies, and they're saying they want to put in money, but then it's barely nothing of what they stole from everybody, right? There was a very conservative number to a report, 45 trillion that they stole from India when they left. That's a very conservative number to estimate in numbers, because like the lives lost, the monetary, the economic conditions that were stolen, like all the produce stolen, it's very hard to quantify with the acknowledgement of it, which the British aren't doing. They don't even acknowledge it, right? The French aren't acknowledging that the atrocities that they did in Africa. They're not even acknowledging or saying sorry about it, right? So that's why it starts. Then you're gonna pay back people. It's a huge thumping amount. Germany did a bit. Germany was forced to do after World War II and stuff. But Germany also did for colonizing African countries. They actually paid hard cash. So there is precedent of that sort of reconciliation in like actually paying the money that you owe. So British, French, they won't accept it. They will never actually, Spain, they will never actually go out and say, oh, what we did is wrong, we're sorry about it. and we'll start talking about this, and we can start paying. They will never accept it. Stupid British Museum is literally a building of everything that they stole from everywhere. They're very proudly showing it off in this fancy building, literally with like they even put like display notes of how important it is to the people, and they have it in their museums. Just mad to think about it, because not every country can't take care of those artifacts. Now countries have the technology, they have the museums to take care of it. Now give it back. Simple. It starts like with those things.
Yeah, they should, right?
Exactly, they should. They're not, because it's making money for them. Tourism. Now the British Museum is free to go, but then still, yeah, it's just stupid how these colonizers.
But like people will come to British
Anyway, you're paying
to-
visa. Exactly. Now you have to pay visa. You have to go into that country to see how great it is. Now they're complaining about this migration because they started all of this.
Yeah, like I just don't get it. Why are you so against? Like you came and ruled us. We just want to participate in your economy. That's all we want. We don't
You
want.
are the ones who said Britain is great. Now if you want to come here, you have to go through a stupid visa process and pay something out just to go into that country to see. Man, yeah, it's just all about dominion, power, control at the end of the day.
Yeah. What's the British Prime Minister's name? Boris Johnson. He for Typongal he released a video wishing the thumb people.
Yeah.
To-
So PC. Because Sadiq Khan is the mayor of London. So
yeah.
he's from London, I think. But I don't know his roots. Could be Pakistan or India. But he's Muslim. Like that's a new thing in Britain. Like imagine seeing a big, even like Rishi Sunak, the Chancellor now in Britain, Indian roots. Rishi Sunak.
Because India is like famous.
That's India's global domination policy is literally sending everyone everywhere, and they become top CEOs of everyone. Literally, all the big tech companies have a CEO who's an Indian. Google, like everywhere, you see Indians like
The
ruling.
question is, are they like patriotic towards India? That's the question.
I don't think so, because most of them were brought up in America. They're more American than Indian for sure.
Sundar Pichai.
Sundar Pichai, yeah.
Sundar Pichai, he actually was born in India. And stuff like that.
But then, do you think he's gonna come live in India, work in India? Probably not, right? So, it's not their fault. But then, like, I know for sure that Indian unis are built in a way to like send people out.
Really?
Yeah, develop people in order to go out. Because very high competition in India.
Yeah, they can't sustain themselves.
Exactly. So the university is also kind of built in a way. I've talked to someone who's doing the same field as me. He says they were brought up to be able to like go in the system. They took a whole semester just to be able to develop their portfolios and to be able to put things out there, go digital and go out. And the whole semester of studies is within their education. So that's just one uni from him. Like so, the whole education system also there is pretty looking out. So
Yeah,
it's
we are.
natural for them.
Yeah, like I think like
Yeah,
talent is going out of Sri Lanka,
Exactly.
and we are suffering.
No, like taxpayers' money is invested in people, and they are going away after using all the government money to get educated, which is really unfair. It's ridiculous.
And that's even more worse. People who use their own money, like specifically doctors,
Study abroad.
who study abroad and come on to serve
Actually
this,
want
and
to
you
serve,
want
yeah.
to. That is what like really crappy systems for them to prevent from like practicing what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Now, how messed up is that, man?
Sad, but then yeah, I don't know.
People who actually, okay, I'm not taking your money. I'll use my money. I want to work for my country. Like, no.
That's it. It's for sure the bureaucracy, the red tape, and the whole politics of this country is a deterrent for a lot of people who want to actually do it also.
Yeah.
That's the big problem of like pain drain also. It's just your earning potential is better in other countries, the quality of life, your safety and security for your children, your education. Like obviously people who don't want to leave like find better options. Plus, there are other options out there. That's the thing. They don't want to like wait. I don't know if it feels like a waste of their life if you want to serve this country, but then you don't have that same level of commitment towards the country if you try to do good and put off by all of this. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. We never had this common. I think I still believe Sri Lanka doesn't know who or what it is. It's a very
Identity problem.
yeah, it's a definite identity problem because we don't have that common identity. Like if you say I'm Sri Lankan, what does that mean? Like if you say someone's a Sri Lankan, like what does it mean? Until we come to a common sense of really holistic ideology of who Sri Lankan is, then only we can actually start talking about everything else. I think it has to start from there. We still don't know who we are. And that's, I can direct back to colonization for that, but we had 70 years of independence, we could have figured that out if we actually wanted to.
Yeah, there are so many countries which were colonized are doing way better than us. Right?
Yes, yeah, there were definitely a lot of countries who were much more worse off economic systems, worse off
I
political
think we
system.
progressively got worse.
So, very
Yeah,
easy.
because like this is a normal, like a very common quote everyone says that the Singapore came,
Yeah.
the Singaporean president, prime minister
That
came and
he
he
wanted Singapore to become like Sri Lanka, yeah. Now the yeah, we can't now for sure. We can't even imagine Colombo becoming or Sri Lanka becoming like Singapore ever. Yeah, even in 100 years, I don't think we can ever catch up to them. For sure. It's mad to think about. It's just we need the right people at the top also, because it can be a bottom down, top down. It has to be
I
both.
think grassroots levels won't work now, man.
Maybe it's too yeah. But there has to be some sort of movement coming from bottom to like actually change things also. So we need a complete revamp for sure in everything, from the way you think to where you identify things to like what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, to identity, to who you are. Everything has to need a reshift. Like actually talk about all. Because like same thing. Like if I say I'm a Sri Lankan, then what does that exactly mean? What is acceptable? What is Sri Lankan? So that's important to answer in order to say, okay, that common identity, can we now do things with that? What comes under it? If it's only a single Buddhist is a Sri Lankan, then everyone else becomes what? That's just one example. But then like things like up for discrimination, that wants that identity. Like if everybody has a common identity, like we are actually diverse, is that our identity? Or are we gonna stick to like no, Sri Lankans are only this?
Diversity is always better.
It's not the
Diversity is always better.
that's what
Yeah.
70 years we haven't been doing that, right? Because
That's
we've been
more,
under
like take simple something like food. You get to taste like various palettes of flavors, right? That itself is an experience.
and you share that experience, like share the joy in like tasting different. Yeah, it's just that. That's a even the constitution is set up to literally give far more space to Buddhist singles. So this for everyone else, it's already you've lost already. So you're not considered full Sri Lanka.
So yeah, so as a Sri Lankan, do you want to celebrate this independence?
No, there's nothing to celebrate
Did you
here.
ever? I think
There's nothing to celebrate.
like I never felt patriotic or like happy during independence.
No, I say I'm
Oh, holiday! Yeah,
Yeah, I know, that's
cool.
exactly.
That's the main focus of it. Never
It's just a
like
holiday.
for Americans, man. 4th of July was like such a big celebration for
Because they
them.
have a bit of a common identity.
Identity, because most of them are all Caucasians, but
Yeah.
but we are also same. We are our color, skin color is the same. We just speak 3 different languages. That's it. No, 2 different languages.
And then English is common.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have figured out ways to divide ourselves. Yeah, we just use religion or ethnicity or regions to divide ourselves, literally. Which is very sad. I mean, we've let politicians and like people in government
Divide
us. Yeah, exactly.
What's wrong with you being a friend with a Buddhist or a Muslim?
I have no idea why people can't come to that common idea, common goal of okay, this is Sri Lankan. We can't let like 225 in parliament divide us. And it's gonna take some. It's gonna take some. Yeah, it's gonna take time to just change out there. 'Cause it's 70 years of Sri Lankans dividing Sri Lankans themselves, but then before that,
Do you think we can see this unity
it's happening. It's happening
like before our time is over?
because like even like organizations like Sri Lanka Unites or like Unity Mission Trust, there are like small movements like that, like helping with reconciliation out of like North and South divide. Like how can you bridge that? Like non-profits, like reporting and standing up for like religious freedom, like minor matters and stuff. There are things happening. It's not like it's non-existent. There are government officials who actually care about it.
Yeah.
So there are people. There are teachers who actually want diverse, equal, educated next generation to come out. It's very slow. It may not seem visible, but it's happening. It's like it's happening everywhere. Just that what we have known by politics is also. I personally feel like the older generations have gone through so much fear and like tragedy and trauma. They'll also wouldn't want their children or their grandchildren to like be involved in like politics or make change or activism. They wouldn't want that because they've seen the trauma of it. They've seen the fear of it, like people getting shot on the street, people getting burned alive. People seen that. So that's a lot of nobody would want to see their family die, obviously. So like someone who's gone through 83 and they can't recommend their child to become a journalist and go investigate the war or investigate like bad things and talk about bad politics. And
Even if you want to, I think if you come close some version of the truth, come close to some version of the truth, you are going to end up getting killed.
that's the problem with this country right now, I guess. This government which has a bad record.
It's like why? Like I just can't understand. Like the powers who are in control. What more do they want? Like I think
It's about always being in power.
but you have like even if you retire now, you have like you can live your life. I think for like 3 generations, which could live
More. I think my
5 generations.
is like made like stolen enough money to like live for
Yeah,
50
like
generations.
yeah, you could like stop and like let the country breathe.
In power,
It's more than the money; is the power, right?
the power is more.
But okay, use that.
Very fun. Also,
Okay, if you want to use, you want to have power, have power like gaining the respect of your people. That is also power.
yes, because it's a hard one. It's like the using that war terminology all over the place again and again to remind people of that divide again and again in campaigns and in slogans and everything. Even the whole COVID situation is a war for them. It's not. It's a health crisis, very different from a war. But they're still using the same.
Because both even the war, both people are dying.
But it's still like more militarization. Like people don't like it. Obviously, people in the north don't like to do
I am
that.
okay for militarization of Sri Lanka if that actually
They
improves
are corrupt, yeah. If they're not corrupt, they're doing the right job, then hurry. For sure.
I don't care. Like I think suitable governance of military or democracy, I'm fine with that.
You're an equal country then. So if it's already an equal country, then you don't need the military exactly to govern, so you can have common people to govern it. Because the military is that they'll abuse that power. It's very easy. It's just too many precedent of that happening.
That's for military governance who did a proper job.
So in Africa now, for the military when they take over, they've given back power to democracy, which is happening. There is precedent in Africa or I think Myanmar. Myanmar also the army gave back the power for democracy. They gave that back the power. So it's happened. It's not that it can't happen or it never happened. There are too many times just overthrowing power, using that power to like, and then military leaders becoming in full control. It's happened too many times. That's why like there's a general, and also because of the war and the whole divide in this country, there's a lack of trust with the military, with certain ethnicities for sure, all the time. It's always going to be there. Just because of past trauma, which is not too long ago. So obviously people in the northern Ireland wouldn't want to see military people in military clothes in the street. Just a reminder of what happened, right? Just a reminder of the trauma. Because there's enough and more evidence of the military doing wrong. It's not like they protected the people. They might have killed the terrorists, but then they also killed people for funds. So it's stuff fun. I don't know. But that's it. Like military is like the Tamil person. Like I don't want to see military. On the Rajabaks. But yeah.
Yeah, even if they were good people, as a minority, you never want to see nationals to be in power.